Hi guys, my name is Ian Murphy and I'm presenting my project called Fendoriiel. It's been done in the creation kit engine from the game from Bethesda called Skyrim. I want to apologize for the quality of the audio. Maybe it's not the best, but I just want to show in a little bit of detail what I've worked here in my project and how I've done the objects and most of the lotting and the landscape. So let's begin. This is the human castle of Equilium. It's located on the east side of Fendoriel. It stretches from a mountain line going along the coast and ending up in a field. The principal thing about this castle is that it promotes the verticality of the mountains, not only creating architecture in the lower grounds, but also creating design in the top, so you can connect the wonderful vistas and scenery that you have from the sides and from the fields, and promoting a place where you can not only move between the lower parts and the upper parts, but you can also extend through the mountains and promote sideways and gaps to connect the whole. The materials used is mainly stone and wood as a traditional Nordic style, and everything has been handcraft and hand placed very carefully, wood by wood and wall by wall, creating a symmetry. In this picture, we see a view from the top, showing the four different angles. Um, it's a base square that I had to do in this shape due to a limitation of the engine I'm using to create the right lotting. It has around 7 different climates, and it extends at a base of 15 square kilometers, promoting from vast jungles to deserts, mountainsides, valleys, lakes, rivers, waterfalls, and different types of architecture as well. And this is how you see the game from the in-game menu map, showing only two vistas, centered on the south and here on the north part. This is a central part of Fendorial. I'm just showing how the mountains are built in the central part of the land, where there's a lot of different gradients of leveling between waterfalls and mountains and the tops, connecting also with vast forests that move along the central valley. This is one of the most green forests that promotes in a lake right next to one of the traditional Gothic style castles uh, called Fortes Vidos, that it's built also on a cliff in front of a lake in the central part of the land. It's a very symmetrical castle built in a traditional Gothic style. Here we have a bit of scenery from the beach of Fendorial. The beach goes all along the full coast almost. In the lower part, in the south area, it tends to be a little bit more jungle and tropical. You can enjoy wonderful views of the ocean and sunsets, promoting different environments throughout the whole beach, which is quite nice to give a little bit of change to scenery. This is the swamp area. It's located in the middle of the land. It connects a desert in the south with the lands of Equilium in the north, creating a smooth transition. That it's a very gloomy place. It's very dry. It has a lot of closing up foliage and trees to provoke this dense place where there's a lot of wildlife, and there's also cabins where people live, and they do also hunting around this area. This is the desert. It's the driest part of Fendorial. It covers 30% of the south part of the land. It has different uh, plains and canyons, and also old architecture that is mostly abandoned to create this vast place where you can roam freely and enjoy a little bit of vegetation, oasis, and different things. This camel that I'm showing, it has been worked on, and creating the textures and making a design so the skeleton fits in the meshes so it looks smooth and realistic. Also, the textures of the desert of the ground have been completely created from scratch. This is the jungle that it's located right next to the desert in the south part. It has a lot of different palm trees, bamboo combined, promoting a very green and lively color, also changing textures of the mountains to make them look more warm in a brownish color. Uh, there's a lot of cascades and river connecting between the hills and the mountains all the way to reach the coast and all the southern part. There's a lot of wildlife, vegetation, and different kind of little canyons between the waterfalls connecting this whole jungle and to provoke very well placed landscapes and sceneries. This is the Dwarven city located in the heartland in the main center of Fendoriel. There's a lot of cascades, water sources connecting to the center where most of the water sources actually come to this place. This Dwarven city is built in this valley that is between a lot of mountain tops and connectors between the mountains, a lot of vegetation, and there's also a gold mine situated under the mountain, which gives the wealth of the people that created this town. This is the forest of Greenwood. It's right west from the main heartland. It's a very deep forest that goes around a lake and that connects to the ocean. All the surroundings of this place is it's hilly, so it creates like a hole, like probably one of the lowest grounds in the land. There's a lot of life, vegetation, a lot of very big trees and varieties of different trees to blend into this fantasy feel forest. Um, there's deer and different animals that roam, and with the landscape also, I have used it to create a city that it's delve into the wood elf mystics. That it's building architecture around the trees and creating towns between trees and the upper sides and lower sides connecting and making a city. Everything in this city has been hand placed, every little wood, and it has been arranged to fit, and the trees in the right way, so you can actually go up the tree, go inside a house, go down. This is a picture of the mainland in the northern part. It just shows a normal, simple valley, showing the verticality of the landscape, showing different temperatures in the mountain, and a little bit of the vegetation and how the river flows into the central valley. This is the elven town of Idalor. It's in the northern west part and it connects into the mountain line with a cascade that goes on top of the mountains, and it gives a nice scenery, and people live here. There's around 6 or 7 houses. This is the golden city of Orium. It's made by the Aelaids, that is a mythology of people in the lore. The main materials used to build the city is white marble and gold for some extensions and some part of towers and window frames. It's most of the textures and meshes have been made from scratch and assembled in very careful ways to create architecture from the lower parts where you have water to the middle parts where you have the connectors of the city and to the highest parts. Also combining with a lot of trees and plants and foliage in the connectors in the lower part where there's the rivers, and also creating commerce in the lower parts and creating a vast metropolis for the elven people. It's a city that extends in most of the west coast of the land of Fendoriel, and it has probably the best vistas from the coastline and from the rest of the map. Well, and that's my project. I want to thank you, the people at Dice that gave the time to look my project, and any kind of feedback would be highly appreciated. Um, I just want to mention that most of the textures that I've done in this project has been made by myself. All the designs of architecture have been designed by myself as well, and it's a one-man project. It's not finished yet. It needs working on interiors and nav meshing and placed of details and object. But I wanted to present something that was done at least in most of the exteriors. This landmass is roughly half of the size of the original Skyrim game, the landmass. So thanks again, guys, to give the time to watch this, and I hope all the best. Thank you very much.